Hi y'all, disclaimer, purpose use, education purpose use only. All rights, images, and music clip belong to their respective owner, and we do not claim ownership. Now, I told y'all, when I was making these videos in the beginning, I was so focused in on that timestamp, and I want to know why it always skipped, but now I know why it's skipping at certain time frame. Cause once you mess all the time skips up with Kenneka cell phone and all those bastards ditching the trail, you basically solve the case, and it's simple as that. Cause I just want to play a video of Irene, Leonora, specifically talking at the protest and telling everybody, yeah, it's a freezer room. It's a freezer room. And then it's a YouTuber on here that were talking to the staff and stuff and telling the staff was like, look, around 1 o'clock. This what will be going on in the footage. So I just want to play this video with receipts and just to show the whole world Mr. Reese and them, they thought they got away with this, bro. They thought they got away with it. No, not today. Not on Trey Game Watch. Cause this what I want to show y'all. Cause y'all know when Trey Game say, hey, we watched the footage so many times that we got a totally narrative now when you knock 2 hours out. This the protest when Leonora talked to the police right here. Check this out. Now check this out. Watch what Leonora finna say. So let's get started. I just want to show everybody this. Everybody remember this YouTuber? They said this way in the beginning. Now this in the beginning. It's a lot of video they be playing music and stuff, live for views and stuff. I'm gonna tell you what really happened. You know what I'm saying about the security guard, the Facebook, the YouTubers, all this stuff. Click this page, right? This all we concerned about right here. They said find one of the video they show around 1 o'clock at the North Desk. That's the guy, the security guard you mentioned in the video. So now we know what to look for when they come to 1 o'clock, right? Hold on, y'all. Check this out. Now, look at this video and play Leonora video.
No, just kidding. Whatever else you said, the discrepancy was. Once we was here, they told my mama that the fire department found my sister in the freezer, dead, deceased. But they called her a few days later and told her that they told her that an employee found my sister deceased. It was like 10 of us out here. They did not say. Did they say anything else that what was in that freezer?
Now she said it was 10 of them out there. Once you go back to the paperwork, and they went Friends case, said it was about 10, 15 people in the room going on around one song. Now check this out. Look what you see on the footage. Only thing what we concerned about is this right here. I just want to show y'all watch how these people said at 1 o'clock. This what we need to see. Cause at this time, we didn't know the timestamps, and you know what I'm saying? Since we know, oh, okay, I see what's going on now. Cause around that time, the motion sensor was going off. The security would call cause the motion sensor was going off, and this at one sound, right? This at one sound. So if you read all of this at one sound, motion sensor was going off, nobody was watching the pool at that time, and the kitchen was closed, it's really up on the construction. You see the security would get big eye. Now, look what this video show, right? And I'm gonna stop this right here and play her video.
Why so long before somebody would go in a freezer in a hotel this time? We went in the freezer. There wasn't nothing in the freezer. But one little piece of ice in the freezer was warm when we got in the freezer. It wasn't even cold. They said they had just turned it on. Even if it was out, it should still be a little cold when the freezer was all full of ice. Did they say anything about any obvious marks on her or anything like that? No, they didn't let us see her until they put her in the body bag. We didn't see none down here. We only saw her from neck on up. And her hair was all over her head. It looked like she was stifled. I asked her friends how was her hair was when she left out the hotel. They said her hair was flat and straight down. And when I saw it, it looked like it was just all over her head. It didn't add up. It didn't add up. Were you the one who spoke with your sister at about 1:30 the night before on Saturday morning? Or no? Somebody, one of your family members spoke with her at 1:30, right? No, I know she left the house at 11:30 on Friday.
So, since we matching the timestamp up at 1 o'clock, cause they asking Leonora specifically on video at 1 o'clock. Leonora got full knowledge of what's on the video at 1 o'clock. Prince K got full knowledge on the video at 1 o'clock. As you go back to Prince K's letter, he said, hey, round 12 something, I was smoking with him in the room, Trey Gang, and sipping the liquor. If you believe this at 1 o'clock, right? This what Prince K would be doing when Kenneka was getting lured in the parking lot. So Leonora had to protect Prince K, the staff members, her and gang them, cause they all on the footage at the parking lot at one time. Do that make sense? Do that make sense now? So basically what I'm saying here, if you look at this at 1:30, that's why you go back to the police statements. He said, yeah, what time you went up to the room? I went up to the room around about 1:33, right? This would be 1:33 going on 2 o'clock by the noise complaint, but he got sheets and blanket in his hand, right? So if you don't know what the setup is about, they could get away with a lie. Be like, well, look, he said he went to the room and according to the police report, he never went inside the room. He just bumped in, you know what I'm saying, to some dudes were like, hey, y'all, calm it down an hour. You got to go back in the room, you know what I'm saying? I smell a little marijuana smoke. And they want y'all to believe this was at 12 something in the first report. Then they switched the timestamp up and were like, well, now this was between 1 and 2. Then they switched it up again. We're like, nah, we got to say this was around 2:30 going on 3 o'clock. Right? Right? And we was looking at a cover up all day long. So check this out. When these people said, hey, go to the security camera to the front desk, that's where you're gonna see everything from the front desk. Cause y'all know the lower level camera is turned off. Y'all notice in the letter when Prince K's son Trey Gang, he never said nothing about Kenneka on the lower level. But it's video. Want us believe that's Kenneka on the lower level walking. So why would he leave the most important part of the footage out? Like, well, yeah, you know, so we if they snatch her in the elevator and all this, so that means you're gonna see this on the lower level too, then, right? Hey y'all. Appreciate the likes, gang. Appreciate the likes. Appreciate the likes. Cause if you look at the trickery when it comes to the surveillance footage, this the number one footage they gonna have to edit it. And this is how they gonna have to edit it. They don't need to edit the people out on the footage and make you think, oh, Prince K got to be with somebody. Look how big the red box is. No, a simple edit like they got him going to the room with sheets and blanket at 1:30. Won't this hit different at 1:33? And then if they hit different at 1:33, you will see the propaganda when it come to Fox News, CNN. We're like, yeah, Kenneka arrive at 1:13. Right? Check this out. Look what this look like at 1:33. Matter of fact, let's skip it to her. Cause keep this in mind. That's why he gonna look. He gonna go inside there. They already know what's about to happen. That's why Bree leave. Boom. Let's play Irene. Look, little no boom.
Somebody spoke with her, at least knew that she was alive at 1:30 on Saturday.
So look. So when he ran down there, don't look at it like, oh, we just saw him in the lobby. So we expect to see him running this lobby. But keep this in mind. This video right here is actually at 12:30 too. But once you get to this video, this skip to 1:33. Don't that make sense? So that's an hour already gone. Cause they had to match it up. Cause keep this in mind, you got to match that footage up when it comes to the timestamp. That's why they got the security will be running at 1:33. So at 1:33, common sense would tell you this, why the news actually ignored this shit.
No, I know 1:30. On Friday. Yeah. But Saturday morning there was a report that somebody spoke with her, at least knew that she was alive at 1:30 on Saturday morning. Is there any confirmation that you know of from that? Okay. So we're literally looking for what happened from that time until she was found Sunday morning.
So what happened round 1:30? And the news saying we got video, and this what the video will be showing. This is why the security guard running. And check this out. When he run right here, he go in this room. I'ma pause it. Guess what the video finna show next? Oh damn, I ain't got it on this giant. But look, boom. He grabbed sheets and blanket. This at 1:33. This is why he said, Trey Gang, when I went to the room, I was smoking and drinking with him and everything, but it's a girl on the bed sleep. And this what will be going on in the kitchen. Now, look, this will be at 1:27 in the kitchen. This at 1:27 in the kitchen, gang. That's why they cut these cameras off. Do it make sense? Do it make sense now that you got Prince K finna run toward this area first and had to double back to get on the elevator to go? Whoa. and then Kenneka will be in the lobby, so that will make sense why they will be cutting cameras off exactly at 1:30. Lirinora, huh? Boy, this timestamp worked for me. This timestamp works for me. That's why the time camera will be cut off for an hour. And this at 1:35. It makes sense. That's what they had to hide at one song.
Really, that's a long time. It's a long time. That's a whole day.
That's your answer? What happened after 1:30 when it's a video? What happened after that? That's just a long time for nobody don't what? Let me replay this shit so we could get a clear understanding. Ain't this at 1:30? Check this out. Look. Boom. Right before Kenneka show up. Right before Kenneka show up, because she finna show up at 1:13. That's why they got him in the lobby. Because if you look at it like this here, guess what this is? This back to 12:05. That's why he can't run it up here. So when you see him on the... He playing games, bruh. He playing games. She said, how was her hair when she left out the hotel? Now that ring a bell, don't it? Cause we thinking about balls at that point. So it would make sense why Lirinora would say, how was her hair when she left out that hotel with dude? It would make sense why she would even mention it. Cause she knew how her sister her was when she left out the hotel. So this whole this why they never shared this on the news. Look, boom. French K finna go down. Watch this. This finna go back to 1:31. Boom. This at 1:31. That's why he will be running. Cause if you look at this 10 minutes before he ran, Kenneka would be texting her sister talking about she ready to go. And you know shortly after that a fight broke out in the parking lot. You see what I'm saying? So the whole time, this is what we were actually watching. They want something. Now look, you got people in the kitchen that want something. That's why they said, look, it was employees in the kitchen at that time. So the whole lawsuit, the investigation was just to cover up for this. Boom. You see how the time skip? This still at one song. This still at one song. So by then with the time skip, so what they did was like, boom. We know this at one song. That's why you finna last see him go out this way. You know what I'm saying? And ain't no exit that way. He supposed to come back up. Now look, watch this. He finna go vacuum the food court hall, but look how quick he finna wrap it up. Round about this time, one song. Look, one song. Boom. That's why all the cameras will be cutting off right here. One song. Pie y'all gang. Time skip. That's why he wrapping it up now. We just saw him on the lower level, bruh. Damn near 5-10 minutes ago. Now he wrapping it up. What you think was going on there, Kenneka, at one song?
And when I saw it, looked like this just it didn't add up. It didn't add up. Were you the one who spoke with your sister at about 1:30 the night before on Saturday morning? Or no? Somebody, one of your family members spoke with her on Saturday, right? No, I know she said 11:30 on Friday. Yeah. But Saturday morning there was a report that somebody spoke with her, at least knew that she was alive at 1:30 on Saturday morning. Is there any confirmation that you know of from that? Okay. So we're
That's when her sister was getting beat up. And then while she was getting beat up, this what the staff was doing. Boom. Ooh, that's what they were covering up. I knew it. That's why they wanted you to believe. Look, the time finna skip and all of this, that was the distraction of the time skip. But the whole time when the time skipped, like we thinking like an hour, like it finna skip 20 minutes. No, it really just skipped. It really, look, boom. Look, check this out. This at 155. Now you see why it's skipping at 120, 155, and then they just gonna skip to 3:30, but it's still gonna be 1:30. You see what I'm saying? So they really showed you what was going on at one something, like at the front there. Look, boom, watch this. Check this out. Look. Look. This is what they was doing. That's why he keeping up with the timestamps. Right? Whoa. This actually at 12. This at 12:37. Look. This at 12:37, gang. That's why he would be down there at one song. That's why Prince K would be down there. Don't y'all know when the YouTuber was like, yeah, Prince K look like he got blood on his hands and all of this, he got a bloody nose. And now you understand, like, that's why those YouTubers said he had blood on his hand and it was a fight, because there was actually a fight going on. At this time, he ain't gonna be a part of the fight. You see what I'm saying? He ain't gonna be a part of the fight, but they watching on camera. See what the footage showing? Bruh, look, the footage gonna show them folk watching their goddamn camera. Now keep this in mind, this at 12, going on 1 o'clock. When I watched this whole footage, cause at first he started smiling, you know what I'm saying, everything looked normal, right? Cause I just know that he just gonna be on his phone. Then when I started seeing him actually trying to do a little work biting his gun, I'm like, damn, something about to happen. I'm looking at the footage, I'm like, damn, he on a walkie-talkie, then he dipped off. So that would be a perfect timing that when Kenneka brother and them show up, you got to go back to this footage. That's why the time will be skipping on that job. So it ain't no telling who was down here before Kenneka arrived. Well, I say, ain't no telling who was in this area. See how the time skipped? This still at one song. This still at one song. This still at one song. You see how that time just skipped? Watch this. This at 1:53. This at 1:53. Watch this. When it skipped, this at 1:19. It's still one song. It's still one song. They want you to believe that all the time skip an hour later. It really didn't. All of this at one song. So, guess what? When you saw Nora walk out that hotel, is this one of the main reasons why the time got to be skipping around one some and she would be in this area? And that's why she had to, Yeah, I need those videos so I can upload TY and Irene video so they can say Kenneka was still in the room. Mm-hmm. That's when you got to watch the parking lot. Now, don't this make sense? Watch this.
Even if a boy did found her, what made that a boy going to an empty freezer? How? If y'all say y'all don't use this area no more, so why is the boy in this area? I don't know. There was also concern about her being locked in, possibly. Like, was there a padlock or something on the outside? They don't turn a double freezer. You have to go through one freezer to get to another freezer. But before you get to that freezer room, it's a camera right there.
Now, did y'all heard that she mentioned the freezer room? This is their giveaway. Right here. Because YouTube was exposing this. All of this at once, son, right? Motion sensor going off. You know what I'm saying? And no one was watching the pool at that time. And the kitchen too. Watch this. Security went and got her from the room by the freezer. Hold up. Do this sound? Security went and got Kenneka from the room by the freezer.
Was there a padlock or something on the outside? They don't turn a double freezer. You have to go through one freezer to get to another freezer. But before you get to that freezer room, it's a camera right there. My mother asked them, did the camera work? The man said, the police officer said, detective. He said, I'm not sure.
What? So this gotta be accurate then. It's security when they got her by the freezer room, and we already know what time this will be, around between 1:30 and 1:50. Like Straight Drop said, security got blood on their hand too. Mike Larry on the strike. T Knight on the fight. Play Faith about the only one right. Why would she mention the freezer room and then gonna say how to her when she left out the hotel? Not the hotel room, but out the hotel. Into a freezer room to her all over her head. Y'all don't think they knew about those zip ties around Kenneka's neck? Let's not forget, Kenneka got zip ties around her neck. Then what they do after that? Security, when they got her by the freezer room, he walked her to her room. What room? He know them. That girl wanted to go to the parking lot. She pulled away and made it outside for a second before they pulled her back in. She kept saying, no, I'm not going back up there. One point in time, she said, "Lie, get out my effing arm." So her best friend, hold up. What if this ain't about Monique? What if they talk about Zari? So if Zari will be playing Kenneka on the lower level around 1 something, don't you think they will be talking about Zaria headed in that same location? And they say, yeah. So the best friend, they came down because we called them. They walked her outside. The older guy with long hair came in with it free. So that means Zaria gonna be with Kenneka and the dreadhead dude in the parking lot. In the parking lot. Let's see what happened next. No one know what happened after that. They came to the front desk panicking, saying she in the pool. So when you think about Nora's story in that sequence, how was her hair when she left out the hotel? Ooh, her hair looked like she put up a fight. You know what I'm saying? Her hair, and then Miss Reed talking about, yeah, her hair was watery and soapy and all this. So you look at all this would be going on that one song. In one song. You can't deny that. All that would be at one song. So look at this. So once you go back to one song, do the footage match up? Oh man, let's go back to one when we saw Kenneka in the lobby. They said watch the video at one song. He gonna be taking down timestamps. Watch this, y'all. 1:13. Nobody never looked at this footage at 1 o'clock because we were used to watching this at 3 o'clock. Thinking this at 3 in the morning. This at 1 in the morning. 1:14. Kenneka is in the lobby finna meet up with dude. So security was ahead of man, bro. So let's be clear. This what will be going on. This is why the news said, hey, Nora, look what the footage showed at one song. Just say the news got the video and this actually showed that one song. That's how they know to ask Nora. Like, hey, Nora, was you the last one contact? Because you was at the hotel in the lobby. You know, and then your sister showed up in the lobby. And you know what I'm saying? Come on, gang. When Kenneka said she was ready to go and text her sister at 1:20, look what the footage show at 1:21. Shit just done popped off. Boy, it's something just popped off. Now let's watch his movie. Watch this. Boom! Some shit popping off. That's why he. Oh. Look, guess who's gonna be in the parking lot? Nora, who she lived out with, the rest of the crew in the parking lot. That's what the video showed. When we saw this video in the beginning, everybody know this in common. We're like, man, look what he doing on that jump. He got to be tapping in with the footage. So boom, now you know why he would be tapping in with the footage exactly at one song. That's why Andrew Holmes was like, look, y'all, she was in the lobby at 3:20. So that's why they said she was in the lobby at 3:20, because 3:20 actually at one song. Andrew just spun the narrative, was like, yeah, she was drunk. Walking back the front there, but she walked back on the elevator and got back on. That's why they said she was in the lobby at 3:20, because you actually saw her in the lobby at 1:20, not at 3:20. Look, Look what the video showed. You got a key card, so they were well prepared. They were well prepared for this. This just showed you if you got clout in the music game and you becoming the Illuminati got staff members they could put at the hotel, got security working for them. Cause keep this in mind, in the police statement, that's why the police said in the beginning, hey French K, when you get a radio call about a noise complaint, yeah, they were around 1 and 1:30. Around 1 and 1:30, this is what you actually see on the footage, right? So when they said they got a noise complaint, you think French K went up to the room at 1:30 about a noise complaint? Maybe it's going down in their parking lot. And they need everybody to look, check this out, man. Y'all be cool. It's going down in the parking lot. Y'all be cool. It don't take no rocket science to figure this out no more. Look, so now you see why Lyra Nora got a motive to show you a video at one something. She gonna make sure y'all gonna know, yeah, Kenneka had to come up missing around 3 some instead of 2 some to add confusion to the game, like, cause nobody don't know when she actually came up missing. But if you just dig a little deeper, take a deep breath and pray, man, God will reveal it every time. He'll reveal it. So, if you look at it like this, sure, that explain like Whitney Houston murders, how she died in the hotel, because they never gave us footage of that. I could just imagine what that footage would show that would lead up to Whitney Houston death. You see what I'm saying? And then you got the whole Illuminati at the hotel, and then look at the hotel they was in. Look at the people that own the hotel, the same people we still investigate murders on. You see what I'm saying? I mean, when Whitney Houston died, bro, it was so many narratives. They were like, well, wait a minute, who found? Well, one of her colleagues found her. No, Ray J found her. No, you know, in the beginning, the security found her. You're like, well, who found her? Oh, she was in the tub? Oh, no. Hi, y'all. Appreciate the likes, y'all. Appreciate the likes, gang. Appreciate those lights. All right, let's get back to it. The model of this live views game, I just want to show Lyra Nora words coming out her own mouth. We heard this interview so many times. We already know, like, man, Lyra Nora lying and, oh, she snitching, she dry snitching. We know that, right? All I just wanted just to show everything what she dry snitch on is all because of this video that was shown at one song. That's why she knew about the hairstyle. She knew about the freezer room. That's why she ain't just really mentioned security at that point. Cause Lyra Nora never said nothing about security. Never said nothing about security. Mr. Reese ain't never said, where was the security guard when my daughter came up missing? Lyra Nora didn't even say, where was the security guard? Never said nothing about security, right? Now you see why. So when you hear this shit come out of Lyra Nora's mouth, and this at one song, and the news asked her, yeah, you know it's videos, not just in this Facebook group, but this what the footage gonna release. So guess what Lyra Nora did and changed the whole game? You wanna know why they had to show this at 3 some? Because if Lyra Nora already dropped the Irene live video in the beginning, cause that's what the first footage that we had of TY Live and Irene Live. Man, the hotel had to switch it up. Boy, the hotel had to switch it up. Cause when she came out there, it's nothing that you could tell the public. If we believe those lies, she was still in the room at 1 something in the morning, and then when you get TY Live, there will be 2 something in the morning. She just covered her ass for 2 hours. 2 hours. Those 2 videos cover her ass up for 2 hours, and next thing you know, oh, she had to come up missing around 3 something. Look how Nora changed the game by releasing those videos. Cause guess who the public gonna believe? Guess who the public gonna believe? Nora, Miss Teresa. So that's finna really make the hotel look bad. Mm-hmm. That's how much power Nora had. That's why she will be having control of the video. Cause she was the last one, she was one of the last one with us when she died. Mm-hmm. Check this out. Look what the footage show at 125.
What is it that you want to tell the whole world to stop saying about your sister, negative, anything on Facebook, all these lies until the truth come out? What is you want, message that you want? I want to tell them to please stop making it seem like my sister was here, because what she had on, because what you wearing don't identify your character. You can't judge a book by its cover. So I don't care what this hotel known for, because I got a lot of rumors that the hotel known for selling. You know what? One thing, and I'm not just saying this because she's my sister. You guys, anybody out here that know her? Kenneka had 2 boyfriends out of her life that I know about. Tampons hurting my sister. So I know she wasn't here selling nothing. I know she wasn't here. They need to stop saying that she was drunk, because now it's a bunch of other videos that's at 240, that's at 230. It's a lot.
Nora. Those words finna come back and eat you in the butt. Since you said there's other video that's coming out, once you go back to the police report, you the one that released the video at 240. Cause check this out, gang. When Kenneka Jenkins first went viral, it was in real time. I remember Saturday, round 240. That's when I first saw the video. Cause this at 2 something in the morning. Right? And you looking at it real time, cause at that time they were like, look at the video. And I'm like, damn, this a live video. I was thinking it was live. And I'm looking at, I'm like, damn, they still trying to set that girl up. So look, when she released that video in the beginning at 2 something, that means Kenneka was already kidnapped against her will an hour before she released the video. Shit. That means goddamn the setup was already happening at 1 something, and then at 2 something, that's an hour later. So something was really going down at 2 something for Nora just said, release that video. Man, bro. Watch this.
More videos coming out, and I have the video. See, she was fine. She was sitting there. She wasn't like this or none of that. So if y'all say she got lost that tooth, somehow she in a video. So she just sitting there. She talking. Because when the manager knocked on the door, whoever it was, Kenneka was one of the persons that went to the door and they say that was a manager. You see this in a video.
I won't even be surprised if you actually have staff going upstairs round 2 something and communicating with everybody at 2 something in the room and telling everybody y'all got to come downstairs. Cause look, if you look at this, check this out. When I was paying the close attention to the timestamp, tell me, bruh, if my investigation is top notch. When I said now we know that the camera is off on the lower level kitchen, and this between 1:30 and 4:30. I mean 1:30 and 2:30. That's a whole hour. So watch this. Put it like this here. I won't even be surprised when the camera skip all the way to 4:30. It really just skip a second and it's still 1:30. Mm-hmm. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. So basically, you really got 2 hours of footage after a whole 36-hour footage if you catching my drift and trying to catch the murder. You know what I'm saying? Because the time skips so much, and it's skipping like 30 minutes, an hour, that, and you know what I'm saying? And you add all that together, be like, well, basically, this all 1 o'clock. It just happened. It's just 1 hour chopped up every segment into 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock to stretch that 1 hour. Cause they'll make it look like people was searching for her and all this old stuff. I just wanted y'all to see, do those time skips match up? Cause if this at 1:35, and we already know what was going down in that parking lot when the security lights were going off. Boom. Then you got to watch him. I used to sit up here, watch this front desk, and I'm like, man, I want to know what the fuck going on right now. Because they said Kenneka would be roaming the hall. And I'm like, well, how would he won't be able to see her then? If he at the front desk, then you know that would be impossible. It got to be something else. It got to be something else. So I'm like, she can't come up missing around 3 some, like what she trying to show y'all. Then when I try to knock an hour off, and I'm like, okay, if this at 2 some, it still don't make sense. Cause it still will be showing like, damn, you still waiting on her. You see what I'm saying? It was like you would still be waiting on her and it's finna go down. So then, when years later, and I'm like, damn, this motherfucker off 2 hours. It makes sense that it would be red 1 some. At 1 some. So that was the perfect game. So now y'all see why he would be missing. There was another thing that came to my head. Cause I was like, damn, why he keep going back to the office? And I know it's a security booth back there, and I know it's cameras, and I know a manager back there. So boom. At this point, he is out the office. He's in the kitchen. He's in the caddy shack. The camera finna show you the man is in the caddy shack. And I'm like, damn, why would he be in the kitchen at this point? And they saying Kenneka in the kitchen. So I was like, well, damn, he will be in the kitchen at this time then. That's what the camera showed. But I'm thinking it's at 3 some. And I'm like, if she walked in the freezer at 3 some, he gonna see her. He gonna see her and all this. But when I know what I know now I know why he will be in the kitchen round about this time. Cause that's who Leonora last talked to before she left out the hotel. So they will clearly know each other, bro. From my understanding, Leonora clearly know who he is. That's why Zach and Gina McGee were talking about dude in the red plaid shirt. I thought he was a police. I tried to look at it out. Gina McGee was like, yeah, he's a police officer. But come to find out, he is the assistant beverage manager. I pulled his profile up. You know what I'm talking about? I pulled his whole family tree up. So when I pull this whole family tree up, it's gonna make sense when you connect him to Lenny. Cause he married to Lenny family members. Alright. He married into Lenny family members. That's why Lenny was talking to the police, cause they heavily law enforcement. Cause Lenny got brothers that's in law enforcement. That's why they kept saying, yeah, you know, they married in the family. So boom. So look, that's why, check this out. Look what time this will be. At 1:57. Watch this. Do this make sense now? No one know what happened after that. They came to the front desk and saying she was in the pool. Everybody knew she was in the pool, right? Security called the manager and they said to move her to the kitchen to be in private away from the public. Security and the friends, the two girls, check this out, look what they saying at one song. All of this will be at one song. She was dead in the kitchen and we knew our work was gonna be on the news. So all of this at one song. And guess what they're gonna show, Leonora? It's gonna show everybody on the move when you go watch the back door. Guess what the parking lot gonna show? That's why we seen headlights. Huh? That's why we seen headlights at the back door at one song. Whoa! The men that took her to the kitchen with the security guard, her friends said they were going up to go get her things. Hold up. So, that explains why you see headlights at the back door.
She was thumbing. Right. I don't believe that. Well, at the front desk, you turned her, yeah. In the hallway. They say she was walking to a employee area, and they saw her on the camera stumbling, like holding on to the wall to walk like she was intoxicated. Did you guys view that camera, or they just, that's what you told me? No, they saw that after we viewed the camera. Okay. They didn't show us that camera. They saw that after we reviewed all. Once I left, they said they did every camera that they had in the hotel to get extra. So tomorrow you can get your hands and you can stay there and show me you can say show me everything, right? I mean, all day long. If they willing to show it to me, yes. Are you okay with me giving him your number? Yeah, he can reach out to you. Where is the freezer? Where's the freezer located? In the basement, right? Okay, to get to the...
Now listen to the route. Now listen to her. She finna slip up, cause Keaton's at my house on her. When she left out the hotel, she was in the freezer room, right? And you see what's going on the foot. So that means the whole time this man actually watched this girl last moment on that footage, bro.
And I told the police officer, I'm like, it's a camera right here. He told me it's 7 different ways to enter that kitchen.
But you know all those several ways to get to the kitchen because it looked like you been there before. So it would make sense that if you know you was on the footage walking in no area, you don't know if the police was gonna release that video showing y'all in that area around about this time. That's what they were scared of. Cause guess what? If they got living all around in that footage in that private area in that kid, that's why the news asking her. If you look at the sequence, how the news asking her, it's basically giving you an idea of what really happened to Kenneka. So basically, if you look at the line of questioning, hey, did you see a video one something? Yeah, I saw the video at one something. Explain that. Well, how was her? Was she I asked her friend how was her? And then they said they seen her walking into a employee area. So that means they're gonna be in the parking lot going back inside the building, right? And boom, that's how she gonna know about the freezer room. And boom, boom, boom. And she gonna be like, look, it's supposed to be a latch button in this freezer area. My sister would have pushed that button and made it outside. And maybe she was in that freezer and pressed that button and made it outside. And that's why the fight took place in the parking lot. And that's where the pool came in theory. So they were watching the pool, and that's where you got him. Who that is? Boy, this shit is crazy. If then she was saying, y'all see the manager, he was the first one that came to the door, and she wants y'all to believe it was that one something in the morning when the manager came to the door. You got the manager leaving with Gang now in the lobby. So that's another motive to release the video and showing Kenneka still in the room so nobody won't catch on to this shit. That makes total sense to me. Look, all of this at one something. Now y'all see how she added more spice to it, making the route seem long as hell, so you can sell it, be like, well, how she walked this long ass hallway up under the influence? Something ain't right. In reality, it's bruh. Matter of fact,
Lenore, the elder sister, was always.
And check this out. I put a little bit of investigation in the AI. Watch this, y'all. This finna show you how powerful AI is, bro. You can't say AI don't even know what's going on. If you mean to tell me, bro, if AI, when I dropped this video, and I dropped this video a year ago, and I said, look, y'all, I asked AI, and I just dropped a little investigation in the case. I want y'all to see what AI said about this case. And it just blowing my mind, because that's what we all suspect. Listen to this stuff.
The more ambitious and cunning of the two, she harbored a deep-seated jealousy towards her younger sister, Kenneka, who was loved by everyone for her kind heart and gentle nature. Manafa, her best friend, was caught in the middle, unaware of the dark plans brewing in Lenore's mind. It was Lenore lured Kenneka to the Crown Plaza under the pretense of a surprise celebration. Manafa, trusting Lenore, accompanied them, unaware of the sinister plot unfolding. As the night progressed, Lenore's true intentions became clear. She had meticulously planned to eliminate Kenneka and frame Manafa for the crime. Lenore, with help, led Kenneka to the basement, known only to a few, where she carried out her heinous act. Kenneca's lifeless body was left in the freezer, and Lenore quickly set about fabricating evidence to implicate Monifa. She planted Monifa's belongings near the scene and tampered with the hotel security footage. Lenore went a step further by planting evidence on Kenneka's phone. She sent a series of text messages from her phone to Kenneka, making it appear as though Monifa was texting Kenneka and luring Kenneka to the basement. The messages read, "I am ready to go," and "I am hot, I need to cool off." These messages were designed to make it look like Monifa had orchestrated the entire plan. Lenore placed Monifa's lip gloss in the hotel freezer, where Kenneka's body was eventually found.
Same lip gloss they left in the freezer.
The presence of the lip gloss was meant to suggest that Monifa had been in the area and had left behind a crucial piece of evidence. Lenore's plan seemed to be working flawlessly.
Bruh, you heard what AI said? Come on, man. So look, that's why they put everything off on Monifa. Monifa gonna be the scapegoat. You see what I'm saying? Look, all of this.
And when I saw it, looked like it was just all over her head. It didn't add up. It didn't add up.
Were you the one who spoke with your sister at about 1:30 the night before on Saturday morning? Or no? One of your family members spoke with her at 1:30, right?
No, I know she left the house at 11:30.
On Friday?
Yeah.
But Saturday morning, there was a report that somebody spoke with her, at least knew that she was alive at 1:30 on Saturday morning. Is there any confirmation that you know of from that? Okay.
No, I didn't.
So we're literally looking for...
Now look, when I put Lenore's statements in there and asked AI came up with this shit, bro. And when AI came up with this shit, all I just did was just like, well, damn. I gotta go back to 1:30 to the main person who she last contact with. Is that gonna be Lenore? And you mean to tell me AI put Lenore on blast? I can't even not believe this shit, bruh. Watch this. Listen to what they said. Jenkins arrived at the hotel at 1:30, where she entered the main hotel lobby doors. Jenkins had entered into the main hotel lobby doors. I told y'all, bro. It's in the reports. But they telling y'all, what you mean? I thought they said she came in the back door. Shit, according to that report, they got her coming in that motherfucker at what time? At what time, Jack? Don't they say at one something? She entered the hotel lobby doors? They spoke with the manager about this incident. Whoa! They speak to the manager about this incident. Shit! Look! We asked if we could review their video and see when Jenkins entered and exited the hotel. We first checked the main lobby though. Now they said, yeah, we didn't see Jenkins come through this at any time of the night. Whoa! Come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all see this investigation, but look what's on the footage at one side. That's why they was saying, yeah, they looking for their sister, Kenneka Jenkins stated that the sister was at the hotel in room 926 the previous night of the party. Or was it the same night of the party? Because she gonna be in the bathroom with Tanasia and them. Y'all remember when there was the most talked about when Tanasia, when everybody like, ooh, y'all, Tanasia in the bathroom mixing the drink. But the whole time when nobody ain't paying attention, that little Nora sitting on the toilet. That little Nora sitting on the toilet. Oh, so that makes sense. And then look, once you read the report, watch how they crack Miss Teresa. Boy, they gave it to Miss Teresa. Cause guess what Miss Teresa said? This a dead giveaway right now. Watch this. Check this out, y'all. Hold up. They was able to contact with an anonymous caller who was found to be a concerned mother of the missing victim, which is Miss Teresa. I assured that the mother, we were doing our best to trying to locate her daughter. Man, y'all, locate. Meaning that, yeah, y'all still searching for her when this call coming out, right? Guess what Mr. Teresa said? The complainant also stated that the list of contacts number 3 and 4 was from out of town and they was tending a party at some point of the evening. This complaint was not able to be proven. Right? But for further information on the victim list, the friends and the contact at the time. So guess what? Mr. Teresa said, look, in Kenneka phone, contact 3 and 4 is from out of town and they was at the party. So when they got Kenneka phone back, that's why they asked for Kenneka phone when Mr. Teresa was there. So look at all the stuff they were doing on Kenneka phone, and when the police, when they were asking about the phone, Miss Teresa broke and told them, man, look, all I'ma tell you, contact 3 and 4 was at the party. They was at the party that night, and that's all I'ma say. They're dry snitching. They're dry snitching. She snitched on somebody. See what I'm saying? Look. A recent photo of the victim was taken before she went missing. A recent photo of the victim was taken before she came up missing and provided. So they mean they already had a photo before this shit happened so they can have something to upload? Man, see how the Illuminati work now? Now, check this out. Look what this sounds like. Y'all remember when P said they was at the front desk and they were about to get the fighting and all this old stuff? Don't this match up? The front desk attendant Blank also stated that they were being threatened by Kenneka family members, and the hotel staff was alerted us about the threat, and they spoke with Blank, one of members of the Kenneka family, and they stated, I understand where you going through a different time, but they asked not to make threats to the hotel staff, explaining there is no evidence at this time to be suggesting that a hotel employee was involved in the Kenneka Jenkins deal. I see what time that is. I see what time that is, goddammit. So when I watched this video, when I started seeing him pointing in that direction, I always want to know why he pointing them folk back that direction. Ain't nothing back there but the pool in the kitchen. It makes sense why he would be pointing back there at a particular time stamp. So all of this will be at one something going on 2 o'clock in the morning. That's another reason Lenora had to say, we got video too at 2 something. Cause she gotta protect TYPs and all this shit.
And this is something I want to ask police. I asked them before, they said they weren't privy to it today. With a young lady who said she was her friend, who had a knife in her hand and a white t-shirt, and she was, is there anything, reason for you to be concerned about?
I saw that, but if it was somebody from the hotel park, the police didn't tell us.
Somebody's doing something.
Yeah, they didn't tell us if it was. They didn't.
That's what I thought.
It's a bunch of other videos that's at 2:40, that's at 2:30. It's a lot of more videos coming out. I have the video. See, she was fine. She was sitting there. She wasn't like this or none of that. So if y'all say she got lost at 2, so now she in a video. So she just sitting there. She talking. Because when the manager knocked on the door, whoever it was, Kenneka was one of the persons that went to the door and they say that was a manager. You see this in a video. So she was drunk and she had to come up missing around 3 something, not 2 something. It ain't adding up because we got like 5 more videos.
The fabricated evidence pointed directly at Monifa, who was devastated and confused by the accusations. The police, eager to close the case, accepted the doctored paperwork without question, making it appear as though Monifa had left Kenneka in the hallway. As the investigation progressed, Monifa's pleas of innocence fell on deaf ears. Lenore, meanwhile, played the role of the grieving sister, gaining sympathy from the community. But Lenore was not working alone. Their mother, who shared Lenore's dark ambitions, acted as the lookout. She parked in the hotel parking lot, carefully positioning her car to avoid the security cameras. Throughout the night, she communicated with Lenore on the phone, keeping a close watch on the hotel surroundings in real time. Her role was to ensure that no one would interrupt Lenore's sinister plan. The mother had a key role in sneaking in and out of the hotel at critical moments. She knew the layout, having studied it meticulously. She used a service entrance at the back of the hotel, which was rarely monitored and often used by staff. This entrance allowed her to move in and out without being seen by the main security cameras. At key moments, the mother would enter the hotel to check on Lenore's progress. She would use the service elevators to avoid the main hallways and slip into the shadows. Whenever she heard someone approaching, her timing was impeccable, and she always managed to stay out of sight. Meanwhile, Monifa was in the hotel room, completely unaware of the dark events unfolding. She had been told by Lenore to wait there. Monifa, trusting her friends, sat patiently, occasionally checking her phone and wondering what was taking so long. She had no idea that her best friend was being led to her doom, and that she herself was being framed for the crime. When Lenore was planting the evidence on Kenneka phone, the mother was stationed near the basement entrance, ready to alert Lenore if anyone came close. She used a small, discreet earpiece to communicate with Lenore, ensuring that their plan went off without a hitch. After the crime was committed, the mother made her way back to the parking lot using the same service elevators. She parked her car in a secluded spot, away from the main cameras, and waited for Lenore's signal. Once Lenore confirmed that everything was in place, the mother drove away, leaving no trace of her involvement.
If AI said that and putting the timestamp together, look what AI said. And it match up. Why Monifa would be the fall guy after all of this old stuff, bro. So it looked like that when they actually bust the hit, when the hit was done, they just needed Monifa to move the body. It have some type of evidence on them. Mm-hmm. Yo. Man, look. Man, y'all like, share, and subscribe. Cause look what's happening on the surveillance footage. And we'll get back to it. I'm gonna go down later on tonight, y'all. I hang out with y'all, talk shit, swap, spin, and have a couple of, the little jokes or something, you know what I'm saying? Hang out with y'all. But till then, y'all like, share, subscribe.